Hardcore Lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you. I'm your Wednesday night host at BodyBags. It is week 327, fresh off of theme week, fresh off of Paul Naschy week. If you've not checked it out, man, you need to check it out. But tonight, man, I've got the X-Files here. Fight the Future from 1998, directed by Rob Bowman. Brings back much of the cast that we grew to love in seasons 1 through 5. The movie is really unique, and then it sort of just falls in between season 5 and season 6 of the original TV show, which spanned 9 initial seasons from 1993 to 2002, with its season-ending finale, of course, The Truth. The initial very first episode that ever unleashed itself on September 10th, 1993, of course, was Pilot. And there, man, was just an awesome run of I think one of the greatest TV shows to ever hit the screen. I am not a huge fan of TV. I don't spend a lot of time watching TV, but man, when this show first hit, man, something about it just grabbed my attention, and I just sort of fell into it, man. And by the season finale, the end that closes out season 5, knowing that the film was coming, man, I could not wait to June and be in the theater watching just how the movie translated from watching it for 5 seasons, how it translated onto the big screen, and man, it did so, I thought, flawlessly. I love the season 5 finale and the film. Season 6, the very first episode that tries to pick right up on the heels of the film, it leaves a little bit wanting, but still, man, it's still good, and it still went for another great few seasons. It did try to revive itself in 2016 and 2018 with 2 limited run seasons, 10 and 11. Of course, we've got the film I Want to Believe, which acted as a standalone sequel of sorts to Fight the Future, which came out in 2008. But this film, Fight the Future, man, stands between 2 really great seasons of the X-Files. It brings back a lot of characters. Of course, David Duchovny as Mulder, Agent Mulder, and Gillian Anderson as Agent Scully, and of course, Mitch Pileggi as Assistant Director Skinner, William B. Davis as the cigarette-smoking man, and just a slew of others that we got to know. This was a really just an awesome project that Chris Carter set out even a year or 2 before he would even get into production on this, saying he would start putting the pieces in place. And man, this film, man, so it comes out in 1998. Rob Bowman, I guess, is a director, and he did he did some other episodes in there. And if you've never seen the X-Files, man, really what you got is, it's sort of, hails back to the Night Stalker, Twilight Zone, a lot of shows like that. It's a lot of, it's a core mythology that involves alien conspiracies to hide the truth that aliens have been here, are here. And in fact, by the time the film hits the screen, the conspiracy is basically taken to whole new heights, levels, but also as standalone TV shows, and outside of the mythology, of course, you got a lot of creature features and just shows dealing with varied levels of supernaturalism, and it's just, man, I'm telling you, it was one of the greatest runs of one of the greatest TV shows, I think, ever. But this film that stands between these 2 seasons, really what drives the narrative in here is, of course, Mulder and Scully, of course, we catch them in the aftermath of season 5 finale, and they've responded, and this is sort of a little bit further into the film. Initially, we're presented with something that has happened in pre or glacier age North Texas. We get to see a scene unfold before us, which will introduce this plague, this alien existence that's been here forever, that will contrast itself, of course, with North Texas of modern day or contemporary day, right? And then, A little bit after that scene, we catch up with Mulder and Scully at the top of the federal building in Dallas, Texas, responding to what's been phoned in as a bomb threat. Of course, everyone is actually in the building across adjacent where the bomb threat was called into, but if you know Mulder and Scully, Mulder's going to go to another building where follow his gut instinct, and wouldn't you know it, as the events sort of unfold, he will actually find the bomb, and it is in fact in that building. And what's really fascinating about this scene as it unfolds, although they'll clear the building and able to get themselves out, the FBI guy who's in charge, he will stay behind, promising that he can somehow undo this thing. Of course, we find out that his job is actually to oversee and make sure this thing goes off. And so the building will blow, and what we'll have here is a really eerie mirror image of the Oklahoma City bombing, which just happened a few years before this. And if you listen to the commentary, Rob Bowman and of course Chris Carter, they talk about how great care was given to that fact, because they had family living in Oklahoma, or Rob Bowman did. Either one of them had family living in Oklahoma, and so they just felt really moved to treat this really carefully. But it does beg a lot of questions, boy. If you're a conspiracy person who follows after these things, and you know that there's a lot of weird stuff surrounding the Oklahoma City bombing, this just feeds the fire, right? And that's what the X-Files does, man. It feeds the fire, not believing everything you're told. I mean, isn't that what we've been told for 9 seasons or more, that the truth is out there? And of course, with this federal building having blown up, blame will be attempted to be pinned on Mulder and Scully for not acting sooner. This will launch them into a new crusade, a renewed crusade to chase after the conspirators, and it will take them to the furthest points that as characters they have ever been taken. In fact, this film is so awesome because it really does span literally, from the desert of North Texas all the way to Antarctica by the finale of the film. And so the palette or canvas, man, it's unlike you'd ever seen in the first 5 seasons. And so, I mean, they take you on this huge adventure of conspiracy and danger, and just you come to know very quick that both Mulder and Scully's lives are in jeopardy throughout the entire film. The cigarette smoking man isn't fooling around anymore. They're out to just kill them if they can kill them. But of course, if you know, Mulder always comes through in the end. And by the end, he will finally receive at least one piece of what he's been searching for. He'll finally get to see that which he has been chasing all this time, and that is, well, maybe I'll just leave it there. And Scully even gets to, in her own way, share in that moment. Although a lot of revelations, or at least some to some point, are given from seasons 1 through 5 in terms of his sister. But Chris Carter's often said that he is like the ultimate Indian giver, if I can still use that term, right? By giving something out to us and then snatching it away and not making it valid anymore. And so, I mean, this was probably semi-true in the film at certain moments. So we're given a lot, but at the same time, a lot of it's never fully realized. And that's the unfortunate maybe part of the show, is I don't know if his vision was ever really truly realized. And that might be the most unfortunate part, because Chris Carter so badly wanted to see this film, or to see his vision. He felt his vision was better suited to the big screen, and maybe a 6, 7, 8, 9 film run. And unfortunately, all we ever really get is the 2 films, one that really acts more as a standalone, and then one that acts as the core of the mythology. And so his life, her life, and those around them. We'll see the lone gunman in this movie, and I just had so much fun revisiting this thing. And just remembering what it was like being a fan of the TV show and seeing this film on the big screen. And then, of course, I even got excited, of course, for I Want to Believe, which I think it's way too much hate. In fact, I'm going to look at that one for next week. And so the focus will be more on that film alone. But just the world of the X-Files, man. I don't know, and I can't remember if I even showed this, but of course, that's the DVD release. And of course, the seasons I got 1 through 6, I think. I'm still lacking 7, 8, 9. A few times on Amazon UK, I've actually seen the entire Blu-ray set for the entire 1 through 9 seasons. But it just kind of stays outside of my reach a little bit. Someday I'm going to have the entire Blu-ray set as a set, because this is one of my most beloved shows ever. So this Wednesday night, man, I spent a few minutes just sharing my love for the X-Files and for the film Fight the Future, and just a little bit about the X-Files in general. And if you're sort of new to this or never really got into the X-Files, man, I don't know what you're waiting on. I would imagine you can stream it. I'm not sure if it's Netflix. I don't think it's Prime. Might be Netflix, but if you don't own hard physical copies of these, I'm sure you can stream them. But just a great thing. And like I said, this, I don't do much TV, and but man, when this was going for 9 years, man, that I lived, I breathed, man, I ate X-Files, and it's just great for me. It's great for me. Anyways, I'm still, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. The Christmas holidays are officially upon us now as we go throughout the next few weeks leading on to our Christmas theme week. And hope all is well with you and your families. And of course, I'm riding the high of my Buffalo Bills taking down the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. And of course, my Georgia Bulldogs are looking at the SEC championship game against LSU. We'll see how that turns out. And it's just a good time right now. And it's a good time right now. And hopefully y'all caught November's 22 Shots of Moods and Horror. Focus on Italian Horror Month. And if you haven't, check some of those out as well. And continue to check out BodyBags and each and every reviewer each and every single day. And it's just good stuff here at BodyBags. And of course, all throughout the Horrorphilia network, as we call it, just so much horror. But man, I'm Rob from Georgia again. And thank you so much for watching. And hit the like button if you would. Leave a comment if you would. If you got memories of your own of the X-Files and seeing this film in the theater, what do you remember? And hit the sub if you have never subbed. And also check me out on Schizophrenic Synopsis with James, who actually is the president of BodyBags. And check out what we're doing over there. It's pretty cool. But man, stay rooted in BodyBags, man. It's where it's at. As always, go Bills.